This one today goes out to my friend Asha, who asked me to do a makeup tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to do a winged punk Sue Catwoman type inspired big black eye, really graphic, really bold. I'm not wearing any makeup at the moment. I know, flawless skin. The first thing you're going to want to do is, if you've got makeup, take your makeup off. Why would you be putting on more makeup if you've got makeup on? I don't know. I'm going to moisturize my face, whatever moisturizer you have. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little powder underneath the eyes because I'm going to work with a black pigment and it might be a bit heavy and leave some marks on my face. So I'm just going to use some translucent powder. You could skip this step if you wanted to, if it's not pertinent, but I'm going to put some underneath. I know this looks quite bright, but I'm just going to put that down there. And I will just brush that off later. Oh, look how red my nose is. Just cover your whole face in powder. I'm going to put some primer on my eye because I'm going to work with a dark color, and a primer makes it a little bit more visible, I find. If anybody cares, I'm using Kat Von D Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer in Tan. And now what I'm going to do is use a neutral color to just go over that, not only because it's quite dark, but I also want some area to blend with and to take some of the greasiness off my eyelids. You could use a neutral colored eyeshadow. You could use a translucent powder. I'm going to use a neutral colored eyeshadow just because it's here, but there are no hard and fast rules. I'm going to use that color, Courtney, named after Courtney Love. And I'm just going to, actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to use this lighter one. Maybe both of them. I don't care. Not go over that area. Okay, so now that you've smeared makeup all over your face, take some sticky tape. And I'm going to use this as like a mask to get a nice clean line. And what I'm going to do is take some tape and try to connect this to the end of my eyebrow, just as a sort of more natural line. But if I wanted something really dramatic, like a really hard Catwoman look, I would take it probably on a much steeper angle going up, and it's just going to be as hard as you want it to be. And this can take some fiddling. I'm going to do it as best I can. Actually, maybe I want it to go a little bit higher, a little bit more dramatic. And if you've got powder on your face, you might find that your tape doesn't adhere as much as you want it to. You can always replace the tape. And you want to try and get it even. And you can use your eye to do this. So you want that angle to be approximately the same. So once you're happy with the placement of your masks, you can use an eyeshadow. Now you could use a powder. I'm not going to. I'm going to use these. This is ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadow in the color Roulette. I don't generally like ColourPop. I find them not the best quality. However, I do like some of their eyeshadows and they don't tend to smudge, so I'm going to use this because I like it. And I'm going to use a brush like this. If you're doing makeup, I'm no expert, but I do find that using nicer brushes helps with the quality. And what I'm going to do is I'm just taking some of that on the angled brush, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to sketch my line out first. So I'm going to sketch out how high I want it to go, and try to match them up. It's okay if it's not perfect because you can go back and clean it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this area now with that same black eyeshadow, now that I've just roughly sketched it out. if you don't want to go straight in with the black, you could always use like a white pencil or a flesh colored pencil to sketch it out first, and it's easier to erase and blend back into the skin. And now I'm going to use like a flat type of brush like that, and same thing, I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to pack that color in. You might not want to pack it in so deeply if you use a lighter color. I don't know, it's up to you. Do whatever you want. And once I get to this area of the mask, rather than working against it and having the tape come loose, I'm going to work with the direction. And it might take a little bit of time to get that even. Right now it still looks patchy, so I'm just going to build it up, and it might take a few minutes. If you need to, just use that small brush to get into the crevices or any place that you find fiddly. Now I've made a small mistake. I'll go back in and fix that with a little bit of concealer and a small brush, brushing that on, and I'll clean up that line where you can see there's a mistake. Okay. You know, there's like lots of makeup tutorials that say what you should and shouldn't do with makeup, but I think you can just do whatever you want. I do. I think that like rules are meant to be broken, so just do what feels good to you. Now that I've put the black on, I'm gonna just go over it with a black eyeshadow to deepen. I know it doesn't look black, trust me, it's black. To deepen that color a little bit more. I'm just gonna use that brush I used before. You know, it's black. Black is black. And I'm just patting that on top of it. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. If you have two different shaped eyes or eyelids, which is perfectly normal, I have them, you can just adapt the outline to match it. So you might find that if you have a slightly hooded eye, your black area will sit differently. So, you know, that's okay. It, like, when your eyes are closed, it may look different, but when your eyes are open, it's going to look symmetrical. I always hate when you watch YouTube tutorials and they don't actually tell you about how weird bodies can be. It's this idea of perfection. But actually, bodies are really weird in a really lovely, beautiful way, and I don't think you need to aspire to be any particular way other than yourself. And I'm going back in with that black eyeshadow again. You can always like clean that up like I showed you with some concealer like we did before. I'm not that bothered. I like a punk look. I don't mind if makeup is messy. Shit. Like, you know, that palette's got a shade in it called Courtney. Courtney Loves Makeup was never really that sharp until she went to Hollywood and she got makeup artists to do it for her. But The last thing, if you wear mascara, I'm gonna put some mascara on. Obviously, because your eyes are two black triangles, you want to put more mascara on so they look like triangles with lashes. I'm using Lancome Hypnose Doll Eyes. Women are dolls. Give them doll eyes. The dead, dead eyes of a doll. This look is pretty much done. So then you just go out in the street with tape on your face and that's it. Thanks for watching. No. So this is the best part. This is the most fun part where you get to do this. Like once your makeup is done. Don't do this unless your makeup is done. But you grab the tape and you do this. It's really fun. What? 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 Oh. And now I have this black powder on my face, so I'm going to dust it away. If you have a makeup wipe, you could use that. I'm going to see how much I'm going to get with this. And also I'm going to blend that really awkwardly white powder into my face. And that's it. That's the completed look. You could modify it further. You could, like I said, use a different color. You could do a smoky eye. I like that hard graphic look. But this is just one method that you can use to do things. I might add a little bit more makeup just so I don't look... Actually, I don't mind looking quite hard and frightening. This is the completed look. I'm wearing Fenty Beauty Chili Mango on my lips, and also Jeffree Star Flamethrower and Queen Bee. I hope you enjoyed watching Beauty with Shampoo. I love you. Goodbye.